One of our viewers from Florida emailed me asking me for help because she has problems with 2 of her nails. She writes, I have a couple nails, one on my hand and one in my foot, that have a vertical line running from the bed to the free edge. So it's really running from the cuticle area or from the matrix area to the free edge because the bed is underneath. Nail plate sits on the nail bed. So the nail bed is here. And the nail plate starts here in the matrix area because the matrix makes the nail and the nail moves out this way. So the matrix is making the nail, and sometimes for some reason the cells are just not being produced evenly, which creates that ridge, that fold in the nail. And sometimes this is actually visible through the skin, that fold is actually underneath the skin, starting here in the matrix area. I'm a hairstylist and I have the need to crib my hands through hair all day. I think comb my hands through hair all day. I'm not sure. English is not my first language, so I might be incorrect. I have to keep it filed down with no free edge and put on a nail glue followed by a clear coat. While this helps short term, maybe a couple days, which then I have to repeat it. I was hoping for more permanent solution. So let's look at her nails. So first thing I see is that the nail is healthy, okay? So there was no overfiling, there was no necessarily surface damage. What happens is sometimes in this area where the nail is growing, so the matrix is not producing the nail cells very evenly. So the nail plate, it's almost like folded like this. And you don't have extra nail here, it's just that the nail is corrugated. So it's almost like a little folded area. And because of that fold, in this area, the nail just gets damaged much more easily. And you can see that there is one fold here and one area here. The first thing that I would do is I would try to prevent this from happening. So what I would recommend is definitely warm oil soaks, and unfortunately, so the person's hands are in water all day, and water damages the nail plate, because it's just like with hair. She knows a lot about hair, so it's just like washing your hair every single day with dish detergent, and then the hair is brittle and it's frizzy, well, because there's just too much water, right? So what do we do? Obviously, with hair, we have to condition hair and try to prevent contact with water as much as we can. So same thing with the nails. So warm oil soaks, what they help with is they saturate the nail plate with an oil to a degree, especially jojoba. It has a very small molecule, so it gets absorbed into the nail plate, and then the water can't get in. So it conditions the nail plate and prevents some of the damage. And obviously this is not going to fix the area that's already damaged, but it might prevent this from happening. Another thing that I would recommend would be like the ISDIN pen. It's a liquid that you would apply every single day. And basically what it does, it helps to keep the nail cells together. Also, what I would do, I would recommend the jojoba oil applied on the nail plate as much as you can after the hand washing, obviously using gloves as much as you can, and then waiting maybe a month, I would say a month or so, to see if this area doesn't get damaged, because that would be the best case scenario. Just protect the nail so this does not happen. Another thing that I would recommend is the OPI rescue mode, and that also helps to bond the nail cells together. Of course, it's not going to really bond the existing damage, but it might prevent the damage from happening. If in a month this healthy area here splits again, then you have a couple other options. First one would be to probably try to use like a fiberglass patch. And by the way, so the stuff that you're doing is not working because adhesive does not stick very well to itself. And the nail polish does not really help. Nail polish is very fragile and it just breaks right away after a day. And also nail polish, unfortunately, can contribute to nail surface damage. So usually one coat is not as bad, but it's just not helping, that's for sure. Contrary to popular belief that the nail polish is protecting the nails, I just don't believe it. So the first thing that I would recommend probably is looking into a fiberglass patch, because the fiberglass patch works with adhesive. So you first usually would put like a layer of the adhesive, and then you would put a layer of a little patch, so fiberglass or silk, which holds everything together. and then you would put another layer of the adhesive. So adhesive bonds with the fiberglass and it just holds everything together. I wouldn't probably put it all over the nail. You could probably put it like halfway down, and because that enhancement is very, very thin and it's easily soaked off, it could work. Now, it's not a very long lasting solution, so probably it will last like a week or two or maybe 3. You could probably shorten the nail and it might last another few weeks, but the problem with adhesive and fiberglass is that it just gets brittle with time. So you're gonna have to soak it off and redo it. Now, any enhancement, anything really that sticks to the nail plate, that bonds to the nail plate, has the possibility to damage it. So this is like there's pros and cons of these options. So yes, you will probably patch up this area, you will hold this area together, but it comes with a cost, and the cost is just the general nail plate damage. So the next thing that I would recommend that is possible is just using shellac base coat and shellac top coat by itself. It seems to be very, very nice and thin. You can soak it off very easily, and it should hold about 2 weeks. Again, unfortunately, that comes with the cost, so the nail plate can get damaged a little bit. Another option would be to put a little bit of acrylic on this nail, so liquid and powder system, and it's a very good system if you really know what you're doing. So I would not be trying to necessarily do it myself. You need a proper ratio, you need to do a good job so you don't actually damage the rest of the surface. But I understand that probably there's not a lot of salons that are interested in doing very, very thin overlay on just one nail, right? So it's a good idea in theory, but I'm not sure you are going to be able to find someone who knows how to repair natural nail with the liquid and powder, because a lot of times nail technicians are used to like excessive amount of product because they're extending the nail, and this is very, very different. So unfortunately, you know, I don't have better solution. It is difficult when you have these nails, but again, I would definitely try the prevention first and then move into the enhancement options. I probably would go and I would see a podiatrist, because I don't know, this without really seeing the nail and feeling the surface, I don't know if this is actually cracked and just a little bit lifted, or if this is just separated. I would ask a podiatrist to do a culture, so they would do a little clipping and see what's going on with that nail, because if there was any beginning of fungal infection or anything like that, you definitely want to treat it before it gets worse. In the meantime, I would definitely recommend applying jojoba oil to just keep that nail nice and flexible, and definitely carousel. Carousel has helped, in my experience, some problematic nails. So daily applying the carousel might help, and then seeing a podiatrist and see what's going on with this nail. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your questions. Bye.